has hit out at the ongoing elections in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, with the Ministry of External Affairs calling the exercise a farce. MEA spokesperson Randeep Jaiswal alleged that the situation on the ground is marked by protests, crackdown and civilian casualties. Jaiswal claimed that at least 90 civilians have lost their lives since June. Let's listen in.
The second phase of elections, this so-called local election in Pakistan occupied Kashmir is a complete farce. The real happening is that of public protests and wanton killings by the Pakistani forces. Such hollow exercises cannot hide reality. Since June this year, at least 90 civilians have lost their lives in the continuing crackdown. Many more have been injured, as you have seen. The Pakistani establishment has answered public discontent with bullets, blackouts, intimidation and repression.
All right, Adul. So this is a statement regarding the PoK elections, where the MEA's spokesperson, in fact, is saying that the situation remains critical over there, that the ground is marked by protests and crackdown. What do you have to say on this?
Well, India has come out hard against Pakistan and its for the whole farcical election that is underway in the Pakistani-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. And once again, the MEA has made it clear that the world should take a note of whatever that has been underway in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, be it the fact that, several of the civilians as well as activists have been killed. They are being tortured by the Pakistani army, as well as, the rangers as well, who have been involved in sort of, trampling down on the protest and all the movement that has erupted in Pakistani-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Now remember, about 90 to 100 people have so far lost their lives, while several of them continue to be, have been disappeared, and there's no information on their whereabouts also. Now the whole farcical election that is underway in Pakistani-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, and at least on the very first phase day, about 19 to 20 people were lost their lives because of the firing from the security personnel. Now the second phase is also underway, and the third phase is all set to be held on August 10, and the MEA has asked basically again the government as well, so basically the UN as well as other foreign governments to take note of Pakistan's atrocities that has been committed, and they should intervene. The international community should intervene and for all the human rights violation that is underway in Pakistan.
Continue to stay on with us, Atul. We have some more information. This time, a statement on China. Well, the Ministry of External Affairs has said that India-China talks are moving in a positive direction, with several steps taken to improve bilateral relations. Randeep Jaiswal said that mechanisms between the two countries remain engaged, and highlighted the resumption of the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra and the restoration of the civil aviation connectivity. Let's listen in.
दुष्प्रचार की बात की, इन चीज़ों पे भी हम लोग, आपको जैसा कि पता है कि दोनों देशों के बीच में बातचीत चल रही है, और बातचीत एक सकारात्मक दिशा में चल रही है. कई सारे कदम उठाए गए हैं ताकि दोनों देशों के लोगों के बीच में रिश्ता बेहतर हो. उसमें आपने देखा होगा कि कैलाश मानसरोवर यात्रा हुई है, साथ ही इसमें अब दोनों देशों के बीच में विमान सिविल एविएशन कनेक्टिविटी को फिर से स्थापित किया गया है. तो अन्य इस प्रकार के बहुत सारे कदम उठाए गए हैं, और हम लोग का मानना है कि इन कदमों से जो हमारा सकारात्मक रिश्ता है दोनों देशों के बीच में, वो उस दिशा में और आगे बढ़ेंगे.
So Atul, this is a statement that Randeep Jaiswal was in fact making regarding the relationship between India and China, and he's saying that it's moving in a positive direction.
Well, certainly, the MEA spokesperson has highlighted all the positive developments that we have seen in the ties between India and China. Post Galwan, we saw ties between the two nations, was really sort of, strained, and the kind of, it really went south. But post that, what we are seeing post 2024, we have seen several military and civilian level engagements. We have seen that the patrolling as well as, grazing areas of the, the local people, of those have been restored. The normalcy has been restored on the several of the key points where, earlier there was military confrontations. We have seen the patrolling has begun. We have also seen that the famous, Mansarovar Yatra has also been begun. And then we have seen the direct connectivity between India and China, the aviation connectivity that has been also been restored in recent times. Now what we are also seeing is that, Vikram Misri, the foreign secretary, also visited Beijing a couple of months earlier, and that also sort of shows, the kind of, the bettering of ties that India and China, they are underway, by the efforts of both the nations. We have also seen that, in the first half of 2026, that the exports of China to India, that touched $91 billion, which is one of the highest in the recent times that we have seen. So certainly on the trade front as well, we see some normalcy being returning. Now what we're expecting is that, later in the year, Chinese President Xi Jinping is also expected to visit India for the BRICS summit. So that would be also probably one of the, after several years, in fact, we would see Indian Prime Minister hosting Chinese Premier Xi Jinping. So that would also be, a major milestone when it comes to the whole process of repairment of ties between India and China. And that is what has been highlighted by the MEA spokesperson in his briefing.
Absolutely, Atul. I'll request you to continue to stay on with us as we'll